Hello and welcome. In today's video, I want to talk about AI. A little bit over 3 years ago, ChatGPT was released, and well, it is like a household name nowadays. Everyone knows ChatGPT. Of course, there are quite a few other AI tools out there. And in today's video, I want to talk about AI and how it applies to your career. And not necessarily telling you, okay, this AI here will replace your job because you're just a systems administrator or an IT technician. So of course that can happen, but I think it will take a while for that really to happen. If it happens, it will happen prematurely, in my opinion. Today, we will talk about it. Figure out a path for you to benefit from AI. I don't want to say make your career layoff-proof. I mean, there's no guarantee that you will not be laid off. But if you use AI the right way and have really the right mindset, AI can change your career, and that to the better, in my opinion. So here on this channel, I have not really talked about AI a whole lot. Personally, I use AI pretty much since ChatGPT came out. I'm always working with bleeding edge, cutting edge technology. If you watch my videos, you know that's my advice for you. Jump onto new technologies as early as possible. I did that with AI, but did not necessarily disclose it here in public on the channel. And that is for a specific reason, that I want to be educated and know what I'm talking about and not just fall in with the crowd that hypes everything up to the wazoo and has no idea really what it means. So how am I using AI? At the moment, I work at a smaller organization. We have less money available, we have less personnel available, and I use AI like my third-party consultant. And that can work in many different ways. I can ask AI a specific question, get a quick response back. I can also find out, okay, what can I do with the technical infrastructure that I have at my leisure to deliver better tools. And that's where AI comes in, like from a brainstorming perspective, and really helps me to develop solutions for my employer, for my coworkers, that makes their life easier, that makes us more productive, or gives us an advantage in comparison to before. So brainstorming, basic knowledge question is an important part. I have to spend less time reading articles about certain technologies. I can put, let's say, the link to a YouTube video into an AI and ask for a summary. And instead of watching a 45 or 60-minute video, I can read the summary and then decide, okay, I want to watch parts of that video for a specific reason. So the knowledge advantage that I'm gaining from AI is immense. And that really helps me to become more knowledgeable faster in comparison to the past. Then I talked about the infrastructure that I have. I can ask AI about the infrastructure specifically and find out, okay, where do I have a weakness in the infrastructure, or what can I use better to make this infrastructure more bulletproof or expand the functionality. So a lot of use cases, and I'm not necessarily talking to just ChatGPT. I use 2 or 3 AIs at the same time, and I have some double check on each other. So that's another benefit of having different AI models out there. You probably heard about that AI can hallucinate, or when you have longer discussions or chats with AI, that they start forgetting. And it's important that you don't just consume what you get back from an AI and think, okay, that's it. That must be the truth. It's not necessarily true. So you always want to double check, and that is an important part, again, why you want to use AI, and maybe use 2 or 3 or more AIs to make sure that you have the right level of information. I use AI to develop software applications. I'm not a software developer by trade. I started using AI to develop PowerShell scripts that are more complicated than the ones that I was using, more complex, and provide a lot more functionality. And that goes back to, okay, let's say I work in the Microsoft 365 environment. What can I do with remote PowerShell in regards to, let's say, creating a user, assign a business license or a Microsoft license to that user account, and add that user to distribution groups, and so on, give them a SharePoint and Teams access. So there's a whole lot, and you can do a lot with PowerShell. But once you have that and you create additional PowerShell scripts for, let's say, you have a leaver in the company and you want to remove that user from all the groups, disable the account, and archive the OneDrive content. So I talk to one AI, I talk to another one. I have them both run the task of creating such a script for me. And I compare, and sometimes I take the best of both worlds, mix it together, and then work with one AI that seemed to have delivered the better solution to really tweak the script and so on. I use AI in regards to cybersecurity. And again, with these type of scripts, I want to make sure that I'm not doing anything that can put harm on my companies. It takes some time to learn PowerShell, and then it takes even more time to understand PowerShell and the different bits and pieces for the larger Microsoft 365 world. And that's really where AI has helped me to accelerate my work, automate some parts that maybe were done by hand before, giving me more time to do something else, to focus on different items. And again, that's the next step here. You want to be able to broaden your skill set. I mean, you want to specialize, but you also want to broaden, because you need to understand the bigger picture. And that's where having a little bit more time on your hand because of some automation that you did is very important. So keep that in mind when you start using AI. Don't just focus on writing PowerShell scripts and then you have 20 PowerShell scripts, but you're still in that little box that you worked in before. So it's very important that you start looking a little bit over the box edges and identify the larger picture, because you want to grow with your career. You want to make yourself more valuable. And in the end, you want to make yourself, I want to say, almost unlayoffable. I know that's not a word, but you get the idea. So you want to make yourself important and valuable enough that the company will hurt when they lay you off, and not because you're hiding stuff or keeping stuff secret, but you're simply such a productive worker, and you have such a broad skill set that you can do a lot more with that specific knowledge that you gain from the AI side. Keep AI on your good side and use it to expand your skill set. I am using AI in areas where otherwise in the past I would have to hire a third-party consultant to come in with that specialized knowledge. And yeah, you might still have to do that in some cases, depending on how complex a certain solution is. But instead of starting from scratch, trying to find that consultant, now you can go with some detailed knowledge already and start interviewing those consultants to find really the best person, the best company to get the job done. That saves you in the end money and time, less headaches to manage a project. Speaking of project, AI is great for project management, so keep that in mind. So it speeds up things for me from a knowledge perspective. I can make more informed calls with vendors and be better than what I was before. Not saying that I was a bad manager or a bad director before or a bad system administrator, but now you have tools at your hand that really help speeding up processes and the knowledge gain that you need to shift your focus around. And that's another piece. You will be able to focus on 5-6 different things at the same time if you split your time schedule around properly. So what used to be called multitasking before, well, it's still multitasking, but now you do it on steroids, and you do it in a way where you don't end up with a scatterbrain. Because an AI chat is in the AI. You can go back and talk to the AI 1 day or 2 days later and pick up where you left off. And that really, again, accelerates the process of coming to a solution, no matter what that solution is, be it technical, be it just having a high-level plan available, or even having the AI create PowerPoint slides for you for a presentation to upper management to make your case and to get funding for a certain project. AI is a keyword. AI is a skill set. You need to learn how to use AI. And that's where I want to stop next here. In the very beginning, there was a lot of emphasis on putting or creating the right prompts for AI. And there were even open positions in different industries for prompt engineers, for people that knew how to ask an AI the right way. And yes, the right prompt is still beneficial to have, but it's not as complicated as you may think. And what you can do is really reverse engineer a prompt. So let's say you know what the outcome is that you want to achieve. You can go and ask the AI, what prompt would you generate to ask an AI to deliver such a blah, blah, blah solution for you? and then you reverse engineer the prompt. You take that prompt from one AI to another and have it tweak the prompt. And suddenly you have a very detailed prompt that you can now put into the AI of choice and start building a solution. So reverse engineer it. Don't freak out that you don't understand prompting. Simply type in, I want to create a solution that monitors several shared mailboxes at the same time. What would be the prompt for an AI that I need to ask to get the best solution delivered and developed by an AI? So, and you take that, you can also just simply type in and tweak your follow-up questions and messages to the AI. That might take a little more time, but it's not a bad thing. So don't feel that you are not good with AI usage if you don't necessarily understand the AI prompting. AI prompts are important in some ways that you don't want to duplicate certain prompts when you have to repeatedly use the same language. So save them to a notepad file, use something like Evernote. I use Evernote for a lot of my digital notes. And there are other tools out there. There are so-called prompt libraries. I'm not a big fan of those. I keep my prompts locally to me in Evernote. They're in the cloud. They're on my phone. They're on my computer, wherever I need them. But I can simply go and copy and paste certain parts and then fill in the blanks as needed. So should you be afraid of AI in general to lose your job? It is important for you to ask the right questions. You want to ask questions that educate other people and not simply a question that they cannot answer. When you hear, or if you hear from upper management, hey, we want to use AI and we see a lot of benefits there, ask the questions, okay, what are the use cases that you have in mind for AI? And think about the wording. This might not be the best wording, but the idea really is to start a dialogue with your uppers and really try to identify, okay, what are they after? Are they just going after something that they heard from a vendor, from a consultant, or do they have an actual use case? There's a lot of hype around AI. And we can automate a lot of things with AI. And when you ask, okay, what are we going to automate? And then it's usually like, let me think about it. I don't really know right off the top of my head. And then okay, you're dealing with hype and not really a good use case. Start playing with different AIs, really test them out, which one is better for writing code, which one is better for writing PowerShell scripts, which one is better for PowerPoint slides, which one is better for correcting your emails or making your emails look more professional. So there are different ones. I use ChatGPT mostly for communications, having emails rewritten or start an email in general using ChatGPT. I use Claude AI for coding. I've written several web apps already, and I'm getting better at it, and Claude is my tool of choice. It is fantastic how quickly you can stand up an application with Claude AI. I use Gemini for a lot of business-related brainstorming, also for coding. I feel it is a very educated tool from a business perspective. So you can turn it into your life coach, you can turn it into your business coach, you can turn it into a business consultant, and then even deliver solutions to you. It works different than Claude comparing to the code output. So keep that in mind and figure out again what works best for you. Then there are ways to use CLI, MCP, different, let's say the Claude skills. So those are just keywords. Start looking them up and see if they benefit you. You can do a lot in the web browser, but there are also other ways to use AI to provide value for yourself to make your life even more efficient. For me, it's a lot about, saving time, speeding up processes, delivering more value. And that in the end will make me hopefully valuable to my employer or to another employer, because if I can deliver more projects because of AI, I can showcase those on my resume if needed. And again, if my employer would not value my work, another one will. So that's just the nature of the beast. We work in corporate America in most cases. You might be in different countries watching my videos, but you're still, in most cases, you are working for somebody else, and that makes you dependent on that person, makes you dependent on those companies. And it's important for you to really think about, where are you in your career? Are you at the front end? Are you in the first 5 or 10 years? Or are you more towards the tail end in the last 5 or 10 years? And overall, you want to be valuable. You want to have a skill set that is, looked for in the market. And that's how I use AI, and that's my recommendation for you. Build up a skill set. Don't put yourself in just one box. Start becoming broader, and then go deep for a little bit before you come back out and focus slightly different. So I use it for different projects. And that is really, I think, where I can shift focus quickly. I can say Monday, Tuesday, I work on this project. Wednesday, Thursday, I work on the next one. And AI is waiting for me of the pre-existing chats. So a lot of talk about AI here. Spend some time, sign up for different tools. I use the paid subscriptions to get more value out of it. You can start with the free subscriptions, but once you find one, I recommend that you get a paid subscription and then start using it, not exclusively, but start using it more than the others. And really learn the skill set and ask questions, ask your peers, ask the AI for questions, and see what the responses are. So that's it for today. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so as well. And then I would say I'll see you next time in my next video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.